Greetings, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Creatrix. I am here with a beautiful, wonderful video as always. And today we are going to speak about familiars, and specifically familiars as in family pets, okay? Physical beings that have manifested into this reality to become a powerful member of your family in animal form, okay? Because there is a spiritual animal realm. Okay, these animals have spiritual signatures to where their essence is basically etched into space and time, right? There's no time, right? There's no such thing as time, so they've always existed as they are in their animal form in the spiritual realm, if that makes sense. But they manifested to you at a specific time in your life where you needed them the most. Most, if not all of the time, these animals are protecting you. It's a matter of protection. And if you have gotten a new pet recently, if you've manifested a new pet into your life, especially if it's a situation in which you didn't force the situation, like it could have been like your pet found you, right? Or like the meeting was kind of fated in that sense, then this is definitely for you. Okay, not saying that maybe you felt like, oh, I want a new puppy or a new kitty, or I want to adopt a pet, let me go look for it. I'm not saying in that situation that it's not a fated event or that pet is not a familiar, but I'm just saying, especially if the universe brought y'all together and the timing was perfect, or the circumstances were supernatural in a sense, okay? Or it was just bizarre or very emphasized the way that you and this pet came together, okay? It could have also been something to where it was like an instant connection, okay? To where when you saw your pet and your pet saw you, it was kind of like you guys knew that you were meant for each other, all right? So this is that type of reading. So first, we're going to talk about what familiars are when it comes to like family pets, okay? These are spirits that protect your bloodline in particular, all right? The spirits that manifest in physical pets are spirits that have been ordained or specifically selected to protect your bloodline since the beginning of its inception, right? So you could know the name, okay? It could be like a famous entity or spirit that's well known, or it could be lesser known spirits as well. But these are typically spirits that don't really manifest into your bloodline as people most of the time. Most of the time, they stay in the position of a family pet, of an animal avatar. They take the form of an animal avatar. And this is because their role as protector is set in that form, right? They're not meant to, and I don't want to sound like their role in your life is lesser. Like they're not meant to come into your life as a human being to like impact you in that way. It's like they're meant to be sidekicks, but the word sidekick, it like feels like they're lesser or they're less important characters in your family, but they're really not. They're actually very important characters in your family. So when I say sidekick, I mean a support system to you, but they have their own things that they need to learn from you as well. It's always a mutual exchange that's going on. So these pets not only learn from you, but you're also being protected by them, and it's a mutual respect. It's a symbiotic relationship, and it's pretty much built on love, right? The love frequency. And so your familiar can be any kind of animal, pretty much. It could be a dog, it could be a cat, it could be a rabbit, it could be a frog, it could be any type of animal you can think of, even animals that are not domesticated. Something that's coming to mind is a panther or a jaguar, like a black. What are black jaguars? They're panthers, I think, right? The black ones. Like for some reason that's coming to me. That could be also your spirit animal or a guide or whatever that could be your familiar as well. I'm getting elephant for some of y'all, okay? A rhino, an alligator, okay? And I'm sure, like, even with alligator and panther, I'm sure you're thinking, like, what the hell? How can I, walk side by side or pet or touch or connect with these creatures that will go ballistic if in the reality that we know it today, if I even get near these animals? Some of us, right, if you're listening to this video, you have a very specific gifts that attract very high ranking spirit animals into your energy, right? You can connect with all kinds of spirit animals, but like, for example, you within the jaguar species, you could connect with a very high ranking jaguar, a very respected jaguar, even though those are pretty much isolated or independent creatures. Like, okay, if your spirit animal is a lion, you're gonna connect with the highest lion, right? Because it's about your purpose. Since your purpose since you yourself have a high ranking, which means that you take on harder missions, and that requires an equal level of skill from your spirit animal. That's why your spirit animal has to be high ranking as well, because they also have to have experience. They also have to be well versed in protecting you in whatever mission you are playing out on the earth realm. Okay, so yeah, spirit animals are not limited to domesticated animals. You could have, like, this spirit animal, these familial spirits, they could have been in a myriad of different physical animal avatar bodies in different lifetimes. Okay, and it also does depend on your mission as well. So, you know, if you're like, for example, one lifetime you have a specific mission, you're gonna need your familial to show up as an elephant, right? Maybe you need to ride elephants. It's giving me Queen Hatshepsut, okay? She rode on an elephant, all right? This is giving me chills. You could have been Queen Hatshepsut in a previous lifetime. It's giving heavy Kemetic energy, heavy ancient Egyptian energy. So you could be somebody who really resonates with ancient Egyptian energy. I'm also picking up Ampu, who is Anubis, right? The jackal-headed deity, okay? Who represents he has a specific he takes care of people in the underworld, okay? He rules over people in the underworld, and he's depicted as a jackal-headed human-bodied deity, right? So Ampu could be definitely one of your familiar spirits, right? Let's see, what else am I picking up on? This is fun. Oh my god, I'm getting a lotus flower. So maybe even plants can be familials to you as well. I personally did not know that. So if you have plants in your house that you have a deep connection with, right? Maybe you speak to your plants, you sing to your plants, you could coo to your plant. Like, you could feel like your plant has a life of its own, and it's really like speaking to you through emotions, through energy, right? You could have a deep relationship with plants in your home. That plant could be hosting a not a cryptid, but like an earth spirit, okay? An earth entity, right? I just heard earthbound, an earthbound entity. All right, so your plant, whoever I'm speaking to, you could, especially if you like plants, you could have several plants, one or several plants that you have a deep connection to, that are actually earthbound familiar energies that are attached to your bloodline, that are here to protect and guide you on this journey. And you could not even know it, but your plant, I'm picking up that your plant is communicating with you and talking with you, and you recognize the voice or you recognize the energy, but you don't recognize that it's actually coming from your plant. Okay, so that is awesome. And a lot of you, there are some of you, actually not a lot, but there are some of you who have special connection to trees in general, like not one specific tree, but you could have a power where you tap into the energy of the trees. And you know how there was like this trend where people were making the trees move or whatever? Like, you could literally have that gift. You could actually have that gift where when trees are communicating with you, they affirm or they confirm that communication through movement, right? And obviously it looks like the wind is moving, and it could be the wind, it could be the trees using the wind to move, for sure. But that doesn't make it any less valid, if that makes any sense. Okay, so yeah, some of you have special connections to trees, deeply rooted. I am getting earth sign. You could be an earth sign, or you could have earth heavy on your chart, or you could just resonate with earth frequency. You don't have to be an earth sign. All right, but yeah, if you were curious about your connection with trees, I'm here to confirm to you that you do have a really deep connection with trees. And it's like, you can, if you have this connection, you could feel the different personalities of trees that you can encounter. Like, some of them are more willing to open up to you than others. You could even feel like some trees are kind of reluctant or grumpy or mean. You could feel like other trees are really open with their healing energy, open with their communication, even beckoning for you, beckoning for your touch, all right? Your grace, your empathy, your love, a hug, okay? Your physical connection with you. So yeah, you could definitely, all of these beings, right? Animals, nature in general, they are hosts of spirits. They are hosts of energies, and they have personalities. They have styles of communication. They have favorite things that they like to do, that they don't like to do, that they need and want. And they are going to communicate that to you, especially if you have a new familiar in your life. Okay, I know for me, I just got a puppy last night. All right, woohoo! Like, my first four-legged pet ever. And it's pretty intense, but I feel a very deep connection to her. She's only 8 weeks. I just heard 8 weeks pregnant. I don't know if I'm speaking to somebody who's 8 weeks pregnant, okay? Or it could be somebody, you could be somebody who you're curious to see if you are pregnant. Like, you don't know if you're pregnant, but you have suspicions that you are. I'm picking up that is, yeah, go get a pregnancy test. Go get a pregnancy test, okay? Congratulations. Or even for some of you, you might be freaking out. You might be freaking out. It's a pregnancy scare and you're not actually pregnant. Your guides want you to go get a pregnancy test so you can calm yourself down, because somebody might be afraid to even go look to see whether or not they're pregnant because they're afraid of the results. So just go figure it out. Like, either way, your guides got you. Okay. So yeah, my baby is a black Labrador, and she is 8 weeks old. All right. So I got a little puppy, and it's very interesting. If you guys have any tips on how to potty train her and train her in general, please share that with me. Or if you have links to like good videos and stuff, please let me know. Because yeah, the last time I had a pet, it swam in water. Yeah, and that didn't end up too well either, right? And there's also something about, like, if this is your first pet, or if like growing up you've always wanted a pet and you were denied that, all right, and there's always some excuse from your family, by your parents, it could be that, for one, I am picking up that, like, there was some envy and jealousy in your family, and they might have not wanted you to experience the type of joy and protection that a familiar would bring you. All right, but also they didn't want to awaken that part of you to where you would have a familiar, because a familiar is attached to or awakened to a specific energy, and that energy is one that you can, or society could consider like kind of witchy, right? It's really an accolade, or like, it's a real gift, or a signal or a sign that you have reached a certain pinnacle or point of your magic, if a familiar is allowed to enter your life at a certain point, if that makes any sense. So familiars are granted to like curse breakers, to magicians, to witches, to people who stand in their power of their own magic, who have tapped into the essence of their own magic, okay, who wield certain power in their lineage. Like familiars don't present themselves to every member in a bloodline. It's specific members in a bloodline who get the type of protection, right? Like I said, because they have the specific mission and that requires the protection of a familiar, if that makes any sense, okay? So yeah, I'm picking up that like really connect with your familiar, with your, these pets and these companions, these people who hold space, or these people, they aren't like people, but these spirits and entities that hold space for you, right? They need to be treated well, they need to be cared for well. And you are somebody who's very empathetic, and I know that you are going to treat your familiar well, even if they're not human. Like you're somebody who has a sweet spot for especially those that you deem vulnerable, right? And animals, for the most part, can be very vulnerable. And so I know that you're going to treat your baby well, and your guides want to emphasize that you have reached a very huge milestone, and the familial coming into your life, if it is a new familial, is a very big feat. It is a huge accomplishment, all right? It's a huge success, right? Your magical is so powerful that you've attracted this very powerful entity into your life, this protection energy into your life. Same thing when we attract soulmates or twin flames or our forever person into our life. It's a huge accomplishment, right? But that accomplishment, it's levels to it, right? Attracting a familiar is representing of a certain level, and attracting your twin flame soulmate forever person is also another level, right? And typically it's a higher level, because there's a lot more work to be done when you attract your soulmate twin flame forever person, right? But still, attracting your familiar into your life is huge. So yeah, celebrate in your own beautiful way, right? And like I said, treat your familial with your familiar as family. Treat them with respect. I am picking up, don't let other people touch your familiar too much, okay? Especially if you have like a dog or a cat or a pet that is typically seen as an animal that can be touched often from people. Like you might get people who want to touch your pet and stuff. Not everybody deserves to touch your pet, okay? Because it's not a pet, it's an entity, a very powerful, I just heard ferocious, I heard a powerful ferocious entity that requires care and pure energy, right? Like you don't want your familiar busy cleansing their aura or whatever. You want them to feel as though they have space and resources to be able to concentrate on your energy, right? Even though they're important too, is like I said, it's a symbiotic relationship. So you're pouring into each other. So you're the one with the mouthpiece. So protect your familiar. All right. Yes. So that is the message. Very beautiful message. Congratulations on your new family member, or, continued congratulations on your existing family member that you've had. All right. Or, congratulations on confirming what you've already known, that there's something very special about your plant, or about your tree, or about your pet that you always had an inkling was, just extremely smart, and you guys just had this strong connection with each other. All right. So that is the message. I love you all so very much. If you feel inclined to, please follow me on my other social media platforms, especially TikTok, because that is where I post the most. If you feel inclined to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Love you all so much. Bye. Creatrix out.